I'm going to talk about Arsenal 2, Manchester United 3. Before I get into this, please do subscribe, please like, please comment your thoughts. Now, I am so disappointed. I woke up this morning feeling just so sluggish about the whole thing, to be honest. It was a horrendous performance and we can't go on like this, to be honest. Now, the last 3 games in the league have just been dreadful, if I'm honest. Liverpool at home, to be honest, that was a nothing game. You can get on with that. Liverpool at home, Liverpool out the way, good side. I know they played poor the other day, but whatever. Nottingham Forest away, we should have won. We dominated in that first half, really. We created chances. We couldn't bury that. We're not ruthless enough, are we? And then against Manchester United, well, we had to rely on the own goal and a scrappy goal, and they still won. And I've heard people say, well, we can't be embarrassed, we can't be this, we can't be that, because, well, we lost by 2 world-class goals. Well, that's correct. However, what is embarrassing in my mind is the whole bigger picture. For one, we have not won a trophy. Well, we've not won the league in how many years? Since 2004, right? And the other thing is that it's been under Arteta, we've only won 1 real trophy, and that's the FA Cup. That was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It's pretty embarrassing if you ask me, especially with the amount of money that we've spent. And the other thing is how we conducted ourselves when we were up. I thought how it was going, we scored the goal, and then we looked pretty good for the next 5-ish minutes. And then all of a sudden we kept giving the ball away. They had a chance. Then they had another chance given by Zubimendi. It was so poor. I don't care how good he's been this year, but he needs to quit making them mistakes, because he did it against Spurs where he was running with it and Richarlison scores. He did it against United. It's so poor. You can't be doing that sort of thing, and we've got a habit of making things so much more tricky for ourselves than it should be. We did it against Bournemouth where Gabriel gave away the ball. Again, stupid, silly error. And then we did it against Chelsea where we were making mistakes. Kepa made that stupid flap and it went to Garnacho. And little bits and pieces like that. Silly goals to concede. We should have won that by about 4 goals or something. 3 goals at least. And we end up winning 3-2. Now we've done it against, of course, Manchester United. Nottingham Forest, we should have won. It's just making our lives a lot harder. Now, we are never going to live this down if we do not win the league this season. We are going to be seen as bottlers, and it's going to be so tough to overcome this. It really is. Now, we're 4 points ahead. That's the positive thing about this. We just need to brush ourselves off now and go, right, it's 1 game. Let's brush ourselves off. I think our next game in the league is Leeds away. Let's go and beat them. It's a game where we should win. Then Sunderland at home, we should win that. And then we've got Brentford away, we should win that. They're winnable games, but yeah, it's not one that we wanted. Whereas Manchester City and Aston Villa got good results against, of course, Wolves, who are struggling, to be fair, but whatever. And then obviously Newcastle away. So they're up in the title race now. It just was not good enough, though. It really wasn't. I feel like the problem with this is how we set up. We set up in a 4-3-3, and that's, to be honest, that's fine. But in my opinion, we're just so rigid. We're so stiff. There's no real flow about us. Odegaard, he's not quick, he's not powerful, he hasn't really, every now and then he might have that eye of a needle pass, but very rarely. He tries these lofty balls too much. It looks pretty on the eye what he does, but actually it's not, with no real influence there, in my opinion. I think we need a bit more ruthlessness going forward And to sort that out, I think we should start Eze. I really do think we should start Eze in Odegaard's role and just see how he does, because it was going well before Odegaard come back into the team. It was flowing a little bit better. Eze was getting some good minutes and he was looking decent in that role. He's a bit more ruthless. He shoots on sight and he gets it on target most of the time. And then I think Gyökeres should start over Jesus. And when Havertz is back, maybe he should even start. Because I don't think I think he is an impact player, but when it's not going well, it's not going well for him at all. He stays at the halfway line. He's not got that instinct of scoring goals. I think he was really poor yesterday. I really do think he was poor. I think Gyökeres actually did more. I know he got a bit of stick for what he did in that last minute, but it was a foul. But yeah, that was pretty poor. But it shows where we're at. I do also think our recruitment has been dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. When you look at... I'm just going to compare a little bit here, because these players were available to buy. Obviously, you've got Manchester City, you've got some who've just bought Semenyo. Who do we buy in that sort of position? Madueke. Semenyo, in my mind, is literally street ahead of Madueke. Madueke he can get past a man, but he hasn't quite got that ruthless, clinical touch that we need. He's got something that we didn't quite have, and that's tricks, this, that. But in terms of final product, it's not there. It is not there. Whereas Semenyo, who we could have bought for a similar price, to be honest, in the summer, he's got that. He's got that. He's got that drive. He's got that power. He's got that presence. He's got that ruthlessness. He'll score goals. I think he's probably scored more goals than Madueke scored for us already, and he's played a couple of games, really. So, yeah, it shows a lot about where we're at in terms of that. Gyökeres hasn't been good enough. Very disappointing. When you look at Ekitike, he's been better. Newcastle, Voltemade, he's been better. Wissa's probably been better. João Pedro's been better. Even Sesko's been better for United. He's even a better fit for us, to be honest. I know there's not many strikers out there. I know how many goals he scored, but he's just been disappointing. For a player that's like 27, he's not young. He scored so many goals last season and the season before for Sporting. You expect more. And then you've got Eze, he's been a little bit disappointing, hasn't he? He's not quite got the minutes. I don't know why these players are getting spoiled. We spent literally just under 200 million on these attackers, and none of them are really getting a start. Gyökeres has been, but he's been disappointing. Eze has not been getting a start at all, really. And then you've got Madueke, who hardly starts. It's just a weird one. It really is. I think our recruitment needs looking at, really, because you've got Zubimendi. He's been the only one that's influenced our team, really. The others, Hincapié, he's been okay. Mosquera's been decent. I like that signing, but he's one for the future. That's fine. And then we've got fringe players like Kepa and Norgard, who've hardly started, to be honest. Yeah, and then you've got the attackers as well. It's just a little bit disappointing. So yeah, that being said, we are 4 points ahead still. We are first in the Champions League, which I really hope we rest some players in now, because we are first. We've got it wrapped up. Good result the other day in the Champions League. Shame we can't do that in the league. And then the league with 4 points ahead as well. So we're still in a very good position. One that we would have taken at the start of the season without doubt. FA Cup, we're in a good position. And then we're 2 games away from winning the Carabao Cup. So yeah, we are in a good position when you look at it like that. But so disappointing how our league form is developing right now. So yeah, I think Arteta does need to make a few adjustments here and there. I do think he needs to bring back maybe Gyökeres back into the team, Jesus just doesn't do it for me. He really doesn't. He's got this and that, but maybe bring him on in the 65th minute or 70th minute, whatever, 60th minute, whatever you want to do. See how the game's developing, and then you've got Eze that can come in as well, in my opinion. Trossard's been all right. Saka is Saka. He was the only one really that was trying in the forward line really yesterday from the looks of it. Zubimendi, he needs to just fix up after that, but he has been overall, he's been decent this season, to be honest. I like him as a signing. He just needs to fix up on the mistakes. And then Declan Rice, well, he was a little bit disappointing in my opinion. There was a few passes that he did that he could have done a bit better. I think Trossard looked like he was through yesterday when it was 0-0. Instead he goes to the centre-back, Saliba, which was a weird one. Yeah, I just think that we just need to brush ourselves off, learn from it. Will Arteta learn from it? I don't know. One thing I would say as well is stop looking so nervous. I was saying it against Forest, I was saying it against Liverpool. We looked nervous to lose. We end up losing. It's just so shocking, really, in terms of how nervous we look, how desperate we look. Stop looking so desperate, stop looking so nervous, and just maybe go for it a little bit. Let your guard off a little bit and just go for it a little bit more, like a few seasons back that first season when we challenged for the league. Have a little bit more of that in our style of play, rather than so system orientated and so obsessed with control, because we haven't got that at the moment. We really haven't. But yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, but we go again, don't we? If you did like this video, please do like, please do subscribe, and I'll be back very soon. Thank you for now.